Sol Ruca just made history, and the wrestling world is buzzing. The surfer from San Diego rode the biggest wave of her career straight to the top of NXT. What's up, Suplex Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest stories, the most electrifying moments, and the superstars who are changing the game in professional wrestling. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because we're covering everything happening in the squared circle, and trust me, you don't want to miss what we're talking about today. So let's dive in because Sol Ruca, the high-flying sensation with one of the most unique movesets in WWE, has just been crowned the NXT Female Superstar of the Year, and this victory is making waves throughout the entire wrestling industry. Let's set the scene. The NXT universe has been absolutely electric this year, and when it came time to recognize the women who have been tearing down the house week after week, one name rose above the rest: Sol Ruca. This award isn't just handed out lightly. This is about consistency, connection with the fans, in-ring ability, and that undefinable star quality that makes you stand out in a locker room full of incredible athletes. And Sol Ruca checked every single box. When the announcement was made, social media absolutely exploded. Fans from around the globe started celebrating, trending hashtags took over Twitter, and the wrestling community united in recognizing what we've all been seeing for months: Sol Ruca is special. But here's what makes this story even better: this isn't just about natural talent or a cool gimmick. This is about a young woman who took every opportunity, turned every match into a showcase, and connected with fans in a way that reminded us why we fell in love with wrestling in the first place. Sol didn't just win an award. She earned respect, she built a legacy, and she proved that when you combine athleticism, charisma, and heart, you become unstoppable. Now, for those who might be newer to NXT or just getting back into wrestling, let me give you the full picture of who Sol Ruca is and why this award means so much. Sol Ruca comes from San Diego, California, and before she ever stepped foot in a wrestling ring, she was already an accomplished athlete. We're talking about a legitimate surfer with serious skills on the waves. But Sol had bigger dreams. She wanted to entertain millions, and she saw WWE as the ultimate stage. When she arrived at the WWE Performance Center, she brought something completely different to the table. Her background in surfing gave her an incredible sense of balance, body control, and fearlessness that translated perfectly into high-flying wrestling moves. And let's talk about her finishing move, the Sol Snatcher. This isn't your typical finisher. It's a smooth, athletic, visually stunning maneuver that looks like it came straight out of an action movie. Every time she hits it, the crowd goes absolutely bananas because it's something you just don't see anywhere else. But beyond the moves, Sol has this infectious energy. She comes across as genuine, humble, and grateful for every opportunity. In an era where authenticity matters more than ever, Sol Ruca represents the kind of superstar fans can rally behind without hesitation. Throughout this past year, she's been involved in compelling storylines, delivered memorable performances, and shown consistent improvement. She's taken on veterans, rising stars, and everyone in between, and she's held her own every single time. What really stands out is her ability to tell stories in the ring. Wrestling isn't just about executing moves, it's about making the audience feel something. And whether she's playing the underdog fighting from beneath or the confident competitor seizing her moment, Sol knows how to make you care. Let's break down exactly why this year belonged to Sol Ruca. First, consistency. Week after week, Sol showed up and delivered. Whether it was a televised match on NXT programming or a live event, she brought the same level of intensity and creativity. That kind of consistency builds trust with both the fans and the company, and it's a huge reason why she earned this recognition. Second, her match quality has been off the charts. Sol has been part of some absolutely incredible contests this year. She's worked with different styles, adapted to various opponents, and consistently put on performances that had fans talking long after the show ended. Think about the courage it takes to go out there and perform at such a high level, especially when you're still relatively early in your career. Sol didn't play it safe, she took risks, she innovated, and she pushed herself to new limits. Third, fan connection. This might be the most important factor of all. Awards can recognize technical ability, but when the fans genuinely love you, that's when you know you've made it. Sol Ruca's social media is flooded with support. Fans create artwork, chant her name, and genuinely invest in her success. She's also been an incredible representative for NXT outside the ring. Whether it's media appearances, community outreach, or engaging with fans online, Sol understands that being a WWE superstar means being a role model and an ambassador for the brand. And let's not forget the mentorship aspect. Reports suggest that Sol has been learning from some of the best in the business, taking advice from veterans, and constantly working to refine her craft. That dedication to growth is what separates good wrestlers from future legends. This award isn't a ceiling for Sol Ruca, it's a launching pad. It's validation that she's on the right track, and it's a signal to everyone watching that her best days are still ahead of her. So where does Sol Ruca go from here? That's the million-dollar question, and honestly, the possibilities are endless. Winning NXT Female Superstar of the Year puts Sol in rarefied air. She's now in the conversation alongside some of the most talented women in WWE history who have come through the NXT system. That's a heavy responsibility, but it's also an incredible opportunity. Looking ahead, we could see Soul challenge for championship gold. Whether it's the NXT Women's Championship or eventually making the jump to Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, the trajectory is pointing straight up. One exciting possibility is dream matches. Who would you want to see Soul Ruca face? There are so many incredible talents across all WWE brands, and the thought of Soul bringing her unique style to matches against established superstars is thrilling. There's also the storyline potential. Soul has shown she can handle emotional, character-driven narratives just as well as she handles high-flying action. That versatility makes her valuable in any creative direction WWE wants to explore. And here's something really important to consider: representation matters. Soul Ruca represents a new generation of WWE superstars who come from diverse backgrounds and bring unique perspectives to the industry. Young fans watching her succeed see that there are multiple paths to achieving your dreams. This award also sends a message to everyone else in the NXT locker room: excellence gets recognized. Work hard, connect with fans, improve constantly, and opportunities will come. Soul Ruca is living proof of that principle. From a business perspective, Soul is becoming a marketable star. That means potential merchandise, featured storylines, and opportunities to represent WWE on bigger platforms. The company clearly sees her value, and this award reinforces their investment in her future. But perhaps most importantly, this sets up Soul Ruca as someone fans will follow for years to come. We're witnessing the early chapters of what could be a Hall of Fame career, and that's genuinely exciting to watch unfold in real time. Let's zoom out for a moment and talk about what this means for NXT as a brand. NXT has always been about showcasing the future of WWE, and recognizing Soul Ruca with this award demonstrates that the developmental system is working exactly as intended. She's a homegrown talent who came through the Performance Center, learned the WWE style, and blossomed into a legitimate star. This also highlights the incredible depth of talent in the NXT women's division. The competition must have been fierce for this award because there are so many talented women on the roster. The fact that Soul stood out in such a competitive field speaks volumes. For WWE as a whole, it's further evidence that their commitment to women's wrestling continues to pay dividends. The women's revolution that started years ago has created an environment where female superstars are main event attractions, and Soul Ruca is part of the next wave carrying that momentum forward. Awards like this also create buzz and bring attention to NXT programming. Casual fans might tune in specifically to see what all the hype is about, and when they do, they'll discover an entire roster of incredible performers worth watching. So there you have it, Suplex Nation. Soul Ruca is your NXT Female Superstar of the Year, and this is just the beginning of her journey. What do you think? Are you excited about Soul's future? What matches do you want to see? Who should she face next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I love hearing from you all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash the like button, share this video with your fellow wrestling fans, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you never miss our coverage of the biggest stories in wrestling. I'm your host, and this is Suplex Rumble, where we celebrate the superstars who make this industry incredible. Until next time, keep watching, keep supporting, and keep living that wrestling life.